Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's now, I think, 7 o'clock, seven something. Anyway, I made a promise the other day that I was going to talk about diners in New York, New Jersey, which I'm more familiar with. Over here, I don't know. It's different over here. I don't understand the logic over here when it comes to diners. I don't know. I'm not too familiar. There is one diner here, and I think it's 30 minutes away from here. But they're very expensive. Very expensive. I mean, I went there with my niece a couple of months ago, and I wound up, Jesus, like what the heck? I wound up paying between me and my niece with the coffee. I wound up, the bill came out to, I think it was $55. 55. I went. What the heck did I order? What did I order? It wasn't like we went to a brunch. A brunch is more expensive. If you come to look at it, a brunch normally is more expensive. It's like $20 a plate. At least $20 a plate when it comes to brunch. Because I know about brunch. Brunch is expensive. You get mimosa, you get this, you get that. Comes out to $20 per person. With the tip, maybe $50 altogether. 2 people. But this was not a brunch. This was like a regular breakfast we went to have. And I sort of regretted that I went. Because they're supposed to be from New York. So they moved here. And literally, I forgot the name. Now that I thought about it, there is a diner here. There might be more diners that I don't know about because I'm new here. I've been here 5 years. So I don't know too much about diners over here. All I know is the one in New Jersey, New York, and that's it. And of course, when I was traveling around the United States, I came across a couple of diners that they were superb, they were beautiful, nice, beautiful, delicious food. And in Staten Island, no, let me tell you this. I just took a rundown. I took a bunch of numbers and I checked to see where in Long Island, how many restaurants are in Long Island versus how many are in Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Staten Island, and Manhattan. I forgot to jot down Manhattan. So I came out close to 260 diners in New York and New Jersey. Check this out. 260 something. All combined in that area there, in the Eastern Coast. And the only ones I remember was the Star Diner, which is on 32nd Street by Summit Avenue. And then there's another one, not too much Summit. It's near JFK Boulevard. They call it JFK Boulevard. And hola. And then you have that one. I remember that I went there one day. I don't want to talk about it. You know what happened? It happened twice. I went to this diner, Star Diner. Real nice. This diner's been sitting there for years. They've been there for over 50 years, 60, 70. Some of them go back further. But those are the ones deep end. Allá in Long Island and New Jersey, South Jersey. They go back a long time. They're very famous. They cook good. But remember what like I told you before, that now all restaurants are created equal. Remember I told you that? Well, all the diners are not created equal either. Some of them are bad, some of them are good. And about ugly, I don't think so. There's nothing ugly about diners, except that some are bad and some are good. The majority are good, and the minority are kind of, you know, like it doesn't want to make you go back again. Yeah, what happened? What happened? Okay, all right. You want to say something? What? What happened? Okay, let's want to talk. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the restaurant, you don't like them either? Which are you talking about? Oh, this dog was complaining about the restaurant too. All right, guys, talk to you. I interview you next time. I'm busy right now. Anyway, look at this. Check this out. So, I go to this restaurant one day. I went with some couple of people or something. And there was a shrimp inside it's like a glass bowl. It's not like a bowl, but it's like a glass bowl, sort of like a glass bowl. Okay? Yeah, it goes up like that. Looks like a wine glass, but it's not wine. You got like a little curve out like that. And we found a shrimp inside the rice pudding. Anyway, it's a good restaurant. I like it because they have good breakfast. I recommend. I believe they have the Spanish omelet, because remember, not all restaurants have or make Spanish omelet. Okay, I want you to understand that, because a lot of times, you know, not every diner is created equal, meaning that not all of them are gonna do Spanish omelet. I love Spanish omelet, but certain restaurants don't know how to make it the right way. Some of them you gotta tell them how to do it. It's unbelievable. I went to one day, and I was practically telling the person how to cook it. And I said, are you kidding? I gotta tell you how to make it now? And anyway, I said, listen, give me something else, man. Give me a bagel with cream cheese. I don't want to waste time over here with this nonsense. So anyway, look at this. And then I went to another diner in New York by 42nd Street, Times Square. I believe it's located between 43rd and 44th. On, I think it's 8th Avenue. 8th Avenue. Because 8th Avenue goes up. 9th Avenue goes down. And we went there one night with me, my friend. He passed away, real good friend of mine. And he was from the Fania All Star, the Puerto Rican salsa. He used to be my roommate, and his name was Manny Rodriguez. He was the one that wrote that song, "Oh baby, I like it like that." Okay, he wrote the song, but his brother sang it. He was just a writer. And what happened, look what happened. We went to sit down, and guess what? My friend Manny, he ordered that thing again, that the rice pudding. Another shrimp got stuck in there. I don't know how the hell he got there. Anyway, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out when. Anyway, listen. I went to another diner. I remember it was, I think it was was a long time ago. Another diner that I had to explain myself. I said, forget it. Just give me a toast with butter and jelly. You know, when I stop debating about how to make a Spanish omelet. Then I realized that not all people make freaking Spanish omelet. Now, the Greek diners, the Spanish omelet, it tastes way different. I don't know, like for some reason, the Greek salsa, the Greek sauce, to me has like a very out of place taste. I don't like it. I don't like the Spanish omelet. It tastes terrible. I don't like the salsa. It always tastes the same. Wherever Greek restaurant you go to, they all got the same taste. And then I went to another diner, and this one was in Long Island. I think was the borderline of Queens and Long Island. But you know what's a mysterious thing about it? That I cannot find this diner in the search engine on Google. I cannot find it. I mean, like the freaking thing doesn't exist. And I was there one night, and I had the most delicious Spanish omelet that you can even dream of. It was so mad delicious. They gave me a basket full of breadsticks and butter, jelly, jam. Oh my God. This plate was 18 inches wide. You know, it was like an oval. It was delicious, my friend. You got, listen, I promise you, I'm going to find this freaking restaurant and I'm going to give you the name. If you ever go to Long Island, out there past New York, past Queens, if you ever go that way, it's around near the JFK airport. And then there was this other diner. I remember that I went. I'm trying to remember. The names are very vague. I went to another diner a long time ago. And I ordered what is called the Western omelet. That's a very good omelet. I recommend that one. It's I believe it's it got ham and stuff like that. And then you got other omelets. You got the Greek omelet. You got the Spanish omelet, the Western omelet. You got this other omelet. Everybody makes them different. But what I'm trying to say is that when you go to these diners, you know, some of them might be receptive. Some of them might, you know, you gotta be careful because not everybody is not gonna welcome you, okay? Especially if you're Puerto Rican, black, or any other race other than white. I'm sorry to introduce this, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of people make a lot of freaking assumptions all the time. When they see a Puerto Rican walk in or black walk in, like they start getting defensive, like they're getting guns and everything, you know? They think you're gonna steal them or something. They got this freaking stereotype. Anyway, so diners are very good to go to. I used to work in the Dakota Diner on Richmond Avenue and Forest Avenue in Staten Island. I used to work there back in the days, back in the early 70s. Back in those days in 75, 76. Oh man, forgot about this place. It was nice. Over here, they make good omelets. They make good Spanish omelet. But you know what the lady told me? The lady, she works there. She's a Spanish girl. You know what she told me? I asked her, listen, how is the meatloaf here? She says, because I was asking, just to ask. She said, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. Honestly, between me and you, don't tell nobody. The omelets over here, they just put in the microwave and that's it. I said, what? Yeah, they're not fresh. They cook them, they put them in the freezer somewhere, and then they put them out and they put them in the microwave. I don't know for how long. That's why it tastes like that. I said, oh, gotcha. All right, thank you. And, let me tell you, man, you gotta be careful, bro. Let me tell you something about restaurants, people. When I say all restaurants are not created equal, diners, I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not really created equal. Some they got everything is all frozen. They give it to you. You think you are in a 5-star restaurant. You talk about five microwave restaurant. That's what it is. That's what you're gonna go into. But what I'm trying to say is, I try to remember a diner that I went to. Try to remember a diner. Something keeps on coming to my mind. I keep forgetting. It was a diner. It was located in Boulevard East in New Jersey, up north. And that was a nice diner. It was right by the water. It's all the way high. And the ocean, the Hudson River is all the way down. Woo. It's like climbing the Twin Towers. And then I went to this, and then in New Jersey, they got the Black Bear Diner. No, the Black Horse Diner. I'm sorry. That's all the way South Jersey. I never been there. But you gotta be careful. You know what I mean? But I went to Black Bear Diner in Vegas, Nevada, going into Arizona. When you come from the 93 south, and you go under the underpass, the 40, and then to get back on the 40 going west. Now when you get back on the 93, again, that's going to Arizona. Right before there, right there, there's a gas station there. It's called the Black Diner. Now this diner, they serve huge quantity of food. I mean, if you're gonna, bro, I forgot what I ordered. All I know that they must have put a dozen eggs with a bunch of stuff, this and that. And I said, oh my God, how am I gonna eat this? My friend, you got to invite at least 3 people, 3 to 4 people for that plate. That plate was big. And they love to serve all the way high, tall, like 6 inches tall. That's how big this thing is, huge. And let me tell you, what the hell? Anyway, so they cook, the food is delicious. The Black Bear Diner, if you want to eat a lot, if you got somebody with you, whatever, just bring them there and order that big giant omelet. You're gonna love it. Now there was one diner that I went to, and that was in Mexico, in Cuernavaca, in Guerrero, in that western area. My friend, they made me the most delicious omelet in the world. It had like a special cream, some kind of cheese. That it wasn't cream cheese, it wasn't it was some kind of cheese. That it gave that flavor to that thing. Oh my God, with that bacon, with that coffee that was strong and nice. So I'm just saying that this is the restaurant that I remember more or less. You know, more or less. And so like I was saying, not all diners are created equal. But this is the one I want to share with you. The one that I went in Hoboken, New Jersey, on Broadway and First Street. It's right there. Again, I'm sorry, I apologize. I forgot the freaking name. Broadway Diner, I think it is. My friend, I went there, and this person, this chef, I sat there waiting and waiting and waiting, and I told the guy, listen, when are you gonna offer me coffee? Oh, he disappeared. He disappeared. Another person came. I said, excuse me, ma'am, I've been sitting here for a while and nobody didn't offer me some coffee. I need some coffee. She went, oh, okay, he'll take care of it. And I go, which guy? That guy? I asked him before and he hasn't given it to me yet. Anyway, it turns around that this guy came with a white shirt. It was the manager. And I said, listen, what's the problem? What's the problem? Where's my coffee? He gave me coffee. And I said, thank you. And the whole thing turned upside down. I'm telling you. The whole thing got all messed up. The whole breakfast thing got messed up. The food came back cold. Everything was cold. I said, listen, I don't want this piece of crap. I walked out. I left that freaking place. I left. Some diners, I'm telling you by experience. So you will not fall into the same crap. This diner, I don't know what the heck is wrong with it. I don't know if because I'm Puerto Rican, because I spoke Spanish, they got turned off. I don't know what the hell happened. All I know that I walked out and went home. This is what I'm talking to you about. When you go to a restaurant or diner and they give you the cold shoulder and they give you this, they give you that, just walk away. Bye. Have a nice day. Just walk away. Just leave. Don't even talk. Just leave. There was another diner in Vegas. It's called Coco's. I went there back in 2000 I think was 17 or 18. Can't remember. I went to that restaurant and I sat there waiting for water. One person walked by, excuse me, can I get some water? Disappeared. Another one came, excuse me, can I get some water? Kept on going. Another one came. I said, excuse me, can I get some water? And everybody was ignoring me. I said, what the heck is happening over here? So finally my food came. I ate it. I drank my coffee. Still no water. I must have run out of water. I don't know. I was wearing an army shirt, sergeant. And I think it was that. I think they just don't like soldiers. They don't like the military. They got something against us. And you know what I did? I said, oh, you want to be a dick? Or you want to be a pussy face, whatever? I'm going to give you a quarter as a tip. And that's exactly what I did. I paid $12 and I put a quarter tip. I said, take that. That's your freaking attitude. Take that. I was going to give you $5. I was going to give you, yeah, do. I'm a big tipper. So I was going to give you $5. Now take a quarter and get the hell out of here. And that's what happened. You got to be careful, people. When you go to this restaurant, these southern restaurants, and what have you, be careful. Be careful. Not everybody's the same. They got racial people. They got races. They got people marking you down, and they're looking at you, and they start making assumptions. You got to be careful. That's all, okay? Bye.